Hey guys, Chris here and I'm back with another skateboard video. Now, just off the bat, if you hear that my nose sounds a bit weird, I'm getting over a cold. My nose is a bit blocked, so it might sound a bit annoying. I'm really sorry, but just bear with me. Now, I've been away for a while. I've had to do a lot of work for my actual job, which is creating hockey videos, as you might have guessed from the background of my office. And I've also been traveling a lot, so my skateboard videos have kind of been quiet. But I want to say a big thank you from the response that we've had from the Eksate versus Boost It stealth video. That one has done way better than I thought it would, and I got a lot of subscribers for it. So if you're new here, thank you for subscribing, and there is definitely more videos coming. Now, what I wanted to kick off this new, I guess you could say, return video with was my Boost It repair experience. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that my Boost It board went wrong. It's a very new board. It's not something that's been ridden heavily or abused. I've been taking care of it. I have been putting some miles on it, but I've been being very delicate with the board. So it breaking was very devastating. I had a really severe motor issue with the board and also some sort of communication error with the remote and the board itself. So it's been an absolute nightmare. So I just wanted to share how that repair experience went. It's really important for me to say that I'm not trying to take shots or digs at Boost It or anyone that's been involved in the repair process of the board. It's just me sharing the experience, because this is something you don't really think of. When you're buying something that's expensive, that is technically not from your country, you don't really think about what happens if it goes wrong. Where does the board go? Now, Boost It don't have a service center for their boards inside the UK. There's a few authorized sellers of the boards, but those authorized sellers cannot do anything to the boards, which is something I didn't know. I thought the whole point of buying a Boost It board from a UK skate store is because if anything goes wrong with it, they might be able to offer some support. The idea of selling an item that you can't repair seems completely insane to me, but this is why I wanted to make this video. So this board was initially purchased from Skate Hut. Now, considering the board went wrong literally 37, 38 days after it was purchased, and the fact that they were unwilling to do anything because it exceeded their 30-day window, where I'm assuming because they can't repair the board, they would have to replace it, they were willing to offer essentially zero support and just pass me off to Boost It. Now, because of the length of time that I had the board for, I think that is horrific service, and I will never be using them again because of that. Now, having to deal with Boost It to get the board replaced via email, I thought that was going to be a nightmare. It wasn't as easy and as fluid as I hoped it would be after reading comments of how great Boost It's customer service is, but a lot of these posts were from 2016, 2017, when Boost It, I guess you could say, was much smaller, and I'm assuming they hadn't sold anywhere near as many boards as they've sold to date. So they're dealing with a lot more requests, a lot more issues, because they have a lot more boards in circulation, which I understand. The issue I had is my board was reported to Boost It as having an issue on the 1st of February. It was shipped pretty much immediately after that to their service center. The only service center for Boost It boards in the EU is in the Netherlands. It's in a place called The Hague, which is actually one of my favorite places to visit in Holland or the Netherlands, depending on what you like to call it. It's an awesome spot to go if you like skateboards, if you like longboards, because they have great roads, they have great cycle paths, and they have an awesome beach. So I love going there multiple times throughout the year to skate. I've actually been to the store that the board went to. I had no idea that was the Boost It service center, and at that time, I didn't even own a Boost It board. I was actually riding one of the Slick Revolution boards. But after having sent my board there, it arrived within sort of 2-3 days. So you could say, for argument's sake, they had the board by the 6th of February. I received the board back on the 26th of February. So they had it for some time before they could repair it. I'm guessing they had a backlog of repairs. It took a bit of time for me to get the board. The issue was the communication wasn't as great as I wanted it to be. There'd be occasions where I actually had to call the store because I'd be waiting 2-3 days for an email response. I know that can sound a bit demanding, but when something like this breaks and you've not had it for very long, you just want to get it back as quickly as you can. Now, the people in the Netherlands were pretty good at dealing with my requests. They were good at answering the phone rather than emails. They were much slower on emails, which is understandable if you're busy. I completely understand that. But my problem was when I received the board, I jumped on it, went out for a ride to see how it was doing. The exact same issue I had on the board returned probably about 6 or 7 minutes into my ride. So I was incredibly pissed off at this point. Contacted Boost It again, and all they could do was collect the board again and send it away for repair. Again, this happened pretty immediately after I told them. So the board was sent away again. probably around, say, towards the end of February, and I received the board back after the second repair on the 19th of March after all of the issues that I had with it. So from here I'm thinking, okay, the board's been repaired twice. I should be good now, but I've at this point seriously lost faith in this service center and in Boost It because of the issues that I've had. My vision of them being up here with customer service was now completely rock bottom just because of the way this issue had been handled. I didn't really understand how a board could be shipped off to another country, repaired and returned back with the exact same issue. So I turned the board on, tried to ride it around in my living room and also in the front of my house because I didn't want to go out again to find the exact same issue present. After trying this, the exact same issue was occurring again, which was a series of continuous bleeps from the remote and motor issues, as in one of my motors would be spinning, the other one wouldn't. It wasn't a connection issue, it wasn't something that I could repair myself, so the board had to go back to Boost It again. At this point, I'm freaking out over the phone and via emails, trying to understand what the hell is going on. But at the same time, Boost It were pretty quick at coming back to me. I was actually contacted by somebody direct from Boost It in California, and they put the board at the top of the list of repairs to ensure that I'd get it back very quickly. Granted, I got the board back in pretty much less than a week of waiting after the board had been sent away, which I thought was phenomenal. And finally, the issue that I had with the board was completely gone, which was great. But you can't help but lose faith after spending £1,499 on a skateboard that lasted without any issues for less than 40 days, which is insane. And then having to send it to another country 3 times for it to be repaired was devastating. Thankfully, this happened during the winter when I was pretty busy with my actual job. If it happened in the spring or the summer, I would have been extremely devastated. But again, this isn't me trying to take shots at Boost It or at the service center in the Netherlands. This is more or less me trying to make you aware of what can happen if you buy one of these boards and you live outside of North America. You have to be prepared to deal with what will come with buying a board that is not native to your country, that doesn't have a service center in your country. And these are some of the questions that you should be asking yourself when you're about to buy an electric skateboard for the first time or if you're getting a new one. Ask yourself what happens if it needs to be repaired and how brutal is that process going to be for you to go through. That's what I wanted to highlight in this video because as it stands now, I still feel that these are one of the best electric skateboards on the planet. I find them the most comfortable out of everything that I've ridden, which includes Evolves, X-Ways, Blackfires, pretty much everything that's out there that is trending in the skateboard or electric skateboard world, I've had a go of, and I still feel that this is the most comfortable board for me to ride. I'm not saying it's the best, I'm not saying it's the quickest, I'm not saying it's the most powerful, but in my mind, it is a complete product and it's what I like. I'm just hoping that I have better reliability from it. So when you're buying your board, or if you have a board now, just be aware of these points, be aware of the steps you might have to take to get the issues that you have with the board rectified. And hopefully you won't go through the same experience that I do, or if you do, maybe you'll only have to send your board off once. But aside from that, I just wanted to let you know that we've got a lot more videos coming where we're going to be looking at the new X-Way X1 Pro. Hopefully we're going to be getting the Riot Kit in. The X-Way is on its way right now and should be here this week. I'm not sure when we'll be able to get our hands on the Riot Kit because I know that we're still going through the prototype stages. But as soon as we have that, there'll be a video on those coming out. I'm planning on doing a comparison with the X-Way X1 Pro, so hopefully you guys are going to be able to check that out. And there's also going to be an Evolve GTX video being compared to the Boost It Stealth. That's going to be good. And I'm hoping to get a one wheel in because I had my very first go on a one wheel a few days ago and didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. I wouldn't use it to commute just because I just don't feel as stable on a one wheel as I do on a Boost It board or a board with 4 wheels, I guess you could say. But I still do want to get a video for those out. I noticed that there was a massive jump in subscribers from when we posted our comparison between the X-Way X1 and the boosted Stealth that I've got over here. So a big thank you if you're new and you've subscribed. There is a lot more videos coming. Make sure that you keep watching, make sure you keep subscribing, thumbs up. And if you've got any tips or pointers or stories that you've had from having a board replaced or repaired, leave them down below in the comment section. It offers great insight for anyone that might be going through the process themselves. And Boost It if you guys are watching by any chance, or the service center in the Netherlands. Again, no shots at you, just sharing the experience that I had so people are aware of what they need to consider and what they might have to go through to get their boards fixed. But thanks guys, keep watching, keep subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.